On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Sunday morning. Well, we have a new trillionaire in the world, and his name is Elon Musk. SpaceX went public, and it hit new highs after it opened. And with us today is my son. He is the chief operating officer of the Red Apple Group, but he's also maintained his other title of, chief investment officer for our entire Red Apple group of companies. And John Jr., SpaceX. What's going on with it? Explain. A lot of people are taken in by it, that people are saying it's like buying Apple at $1 a share. It's like doing this, and this. Give us your gut feeling. You've been the chief investment officer now for many years. You've done very well for the company. Give us your gut feeling.
Well, thank you for having me on. Just long story short, no one has ever made money betting against Elon Musk in the long term. And I think this time will be no different. Sure, in the intermediate term, there could be volatility, but over the long term, he's usually more right than wrong. And before we get into the details on SpaceX itself and the IPO, because there's a lot of interesting mechanics that went into it, you mentioned that he is now worth, over $1 trillion, I think 1.2, 1.3, depending on where it closed. Just to put that in context to people, John D. Rockefeller, who is considered, the wealthiest man in American history, if you were to look at his net worth at the time of death, it was about 1.5% of America's GDP, which is very substantial. Today, Elon Musk is worth somewhere between 3.5% and 4% of America's GDP.
So it's triple.
Almost double, triple.
So would you say he was one of the richest Americans ever?
I would say that Elon Musk is soundly now, as a percentage of GDP, the richest American.
Is he an American citizen? I remember he came from South Africa originally.
And he's a very important one. And what I'd tell you is, for a person like Elon Musk and the companies that he created, they have to work on such long time scales, decades and decades of no revenue, that his ability to sell the story to investors, to employees, to customers is so strong. But what I would say is I want to say thank you to all of the investors who backed him early, because I believe SpaceX being built in America is one of the greatest forms of philanthropy to the United States and to the American people, and frankly humanity, that has ever been done, because it is our chance of making human life multiplanetary, which I think, as far as a contribution for one human, is pretty extraordinary.
That is. Now, what is you've read up on it, so you know more about SpaceX than I do, definitely, and more than a lot of people do. What is the plan for SpaceX? Are they selling their services to NASA?
So they're selling them to a lot of people, and SpaceX is really a conglomerate at this point. There's the launch business, which has reusable rockets, and there's a whole product tree from that. There's their satellite business to provide global internet, and if any of your listeners have been on some commercial airlines lately, you notice your Wi-Fi is a lot better because a lot of airlines have adopted Starlink, which has been fantastic. X, which used to be Twitter, is also inside of the business, and XAI, his competitor to OpenAI and to Anthropic, is also in the business. So a bet on SpaceX is really a bet across all of these different verticals.
Has he already merged them in together, or is he about to merge them together?
They're all together.
Wow. So Twitter is part of it. Tesla is part of it. And all the other companies are all part of SpaceX?
Except for Tesla, which is its own company, and Tesla also owns its own set of companies as well.
And do you think, I mean, it's just your opinion, is he going to merge Tesla in there too?
In just my personal opinion, I do. I think there's a good chance because Tesla's one of its big new growth verticals is its humanoid robots. So he's making a bet that there will be robot, humanoids walking around and working. And I believe it's his intention to, when we go to Mars, first send robots to Mars to build everything before humans get there. And so I feel like it's necessary to eventually merge these things together.
Understood. What else should American people know about it? I mean, right now, everybody's buying it based on a dream. When do you see substantial revenues or return on investment?
This is the key. And a lot of the banks put out some very substantial estimates, and no doubt in part to get allocations to the deals because the fees were so extensive here. And right now, you look at the forward revenue, and it's about, I don't want to say only because it's an accomplishment, but it's about $26 billion, and the market cap is $2.2 trillion. If you compare that to Meta, or you compare that, which is Facebook, or you compare that to Amazon, there's a huge differential. So when you're going and investing in SpaceX, you have to assume that he probably more than 10x his revenue in the next 5 years would be my guess.
When all the other AI stocks went down in the last week or so, were people taking money out of those companies and putting them into SpaceX? Is that one of the reasons they fell off?
I think you're dead on, along with some other kind of geopolitical changes that were happening with the president, which you covered well. The thing that Snowflake, which is a database company, had one of the most successful IPOs in history. They were 120x oversubscribed. People say, well, SpaceX was only 4 times oversubscribed, 5 times oversubscribed. But that's $400 billion of indications. So you can't expect it to be 10, 20x oversubscribed. There's just not enough money to do that. And one of the things about Elon Musk is his ability to attract investments from retail investors who tend to invest more for the dream than for short-term fundamentals. And in this case, I think there was $100 billion of indications from just retail, which was really a huge accomplishment.
John Catsimatidis Jr., Chief Investment Officer for the Red Apple Group et al., and Chief Operating Officer too for Red Apple. Thank you so much for filling in all our listeners. Any last words you want to say?
Yes, thank you. And this was not investment advice. So do your own research.
Do your own research. Thank you so much.